you would like, if you want to unmute yourself, you can talk with me that way. But you know how I'm going to start this. Let's celebrate wins. Does anybody have a win for this month? I'll start. My win is that I had an old customer come back, and she's actually doing reset. So I'm excited about that. She was excited, and so that's my win so far. And I've been working daily, so that's another win for me. If anybody else has a win that they want to share, I would love for you to share it.
So Cheyenne,
Hey,
oh, go ahead, Nicole, go.
sorry, Randy. Yeah.
No, you
Hey,
go.
it's Nicole. I had a new customer. She joined right after Valentine's Day. I did a giveaway. She joined. She got her products the other day. She made her first post yesterday and has got one on the fence wanting to join, and another one of our friends, I helped her join last night after her first day. And I texted her last night and I was like, hey, congratulations, you just won $37 or earned $37. And she was like, what? And I was like, yep, it's that easy. And she was like, okay, let's do this. So,
That's
yay.
amazing. I love it. Like, Nicole, I'm so proud of you. I think it's awesome. Y'all, Nicole has stuck with the business side of it and is just leaning into encouraging people to share. And Nicole, I hope you're seeing how easy it is just to kind of cast that vision of, hey, why don't you do this? And let's see what happens. And not attaching a lot of emotion to it, but then celebrating when something positive happens out of it, right? Um, so a couple wins. I've had two new people that weren't even on my radar of people join this month. And so that's really cool because, of course, I don't know about y'all. Sometimes when you look at 6 and you've been in the business, years, well, most of us can go at least years in this room. You're like, okay, where are these people going to come from exactly? And so, but God. And so that's exciting.
Yay, congratulations, Rainey. I'm right there with you. I know what you mean about being in it for a long time. And that's why I'm always like, we celebrate all the wins. 2 is huge. And so congratulations. Super
Thanks.
excited for you. And Nicole, that's amazing. I see your name pop up all over the place. Like you're killing it. So congratulations. Any other wins that we want to celebrate? Okay, before we get started about what I want to talk about today, I do want to remind you we have Thursday night calls you can invite people to. You have our Sunday night business calls. And if you're not on the Star Diamond Rising page, get on there. It is so good. And we're going to be using some of that today in our Work With Me Live After. So we do have a Work With Me Live After if you're able to stick around. And so if no one else has anything, we're going to go ahead and jump in. So Plexus, I've been with Plexus for almost 11 years. It'll be 11 years in June. And y'all, it has been the biggest blessing for me and my family. I'm sure it's been life-changing and a blessing for yours too, or you wouldn't still be here, right? Like you're excited, and I'm just as excited almost 11 years in as I was that first month. So does anybody else feel like they're constantly learning not only about Plexus, but more about themselves in this business? Y'all, I mean, even when I taught and I did personal development, I've never learned so much about myself as I have through Plexus. And some of that's pretty and some of it's not so pretty. And so over the last 10 years, I've told myself a lot of lies. Does anybody else tell themselves lies daily? Sometimes I tell them daily, sometimes it's multiple times a day. But I found out that I'm telling myself lies about this business. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today, the lies that we tell ourselves. And so what I want us to do is just, if you've told yourself one of these lies, I hope that this helps change it to a truth. And if you haven't told yourself lies, good job, because that's amazing. And hopefully you won't tell yourself these lies. But the first lie, I have 3 lies that I want to talk about. And the first lie that I want to talk about is I'm not as good as so-and-so. Has anyone else told themselves that somebody in this business is better than they are? Hands? Anybody? Okay, I don't want to be the only one here. I don't want to be the only one. And so I've told myself that a lot. And what it ends up doing is it ends up just really shutting me down in this business is what happens. So I tell myself others are better. And that is true. Y'all, there are people in this business that are better at speaking and that are better at training, different things. But here's the deal. God designed me to be me, not somebody else, right? We can learn from others, but it doesn't mean we have to try to be like them. And what I found over the years is when I thought somebody was really good at something, I wanted to imitate them and I wanted to be like them. But what started happening is that I wasn't being true to myself. We're all going to do things differently, and that's okay. And honestly, that's what makes this business fun. Think about how boring it would be if we were all just alike. And so what I've had to learn to do is put on blinders, and I have to focus on what I can control. I have to focus on my strengths. I have to work on my weaknesses, right? And I can't compare myself to others. Comparison truly is the thief of joy. And that's what Theodore Roosevelt said all those years ago. So obviously this has been a problem for a long, long time. And big or small, be proud of what you accomplish. And y'all, that's why I always ask you, what are your wins? Not one of you said getting on this call is a win. It's a win. You showed up, and that is huge. So I want you to be proud of yourself. Maybe you haven't hit your goal for the month yet, but you showed up today, and that is huge. Y'all, maybe you've stepped out of your comfort zone. Maybe you've had that conversation with that one person. Maybe you're being consistent with your products or your water or your exercise. Maybe your PV is going up for the month. Maybe you do have a new customer or a new brand ambassador. Maybe you've messaged others or you've invited others to join Thursday night or Sunday night calls. There's so much to celebrate, and I want you to be proud of yourself. I don't want you to compare that, okay, Rainey has two, or Nicole has a new person that is running with this business. I want you to think about you, and I want you to celebrate everything. And we're not only going to celebrate everything for ourselves, we're going to look out and celebrate the people on our team too, or our customers on our team. Something you can do to help change this lie, besides celebrating, right, and really looking at the good things you're doing, positive affirmations. What are you telling yourself daily? If you're like, I just can't do this business, I'm no good, I'm not so-and-so, I can't do this. You need to flip that. You need to flip that mindset, and you need to start telling yourself something positive. And that's going to start retraining your brain. And I want you to try doing 5 positive affirmations each and every day, each and every morning. If you've been watching Star Diamond Risings, they talked about that the other day. Jessica Heffley talked about what we're telling ourselves. It's huge. It really is huge. Okay, so in the chat, I want you to type one positive thing you can start telling yourself every morning. Every morning. I liked Jessica Heffley. I attract leaders, right? I attract leaders. I can build this business. Whatever it is, I am enough. Love that. I don't know where my little chat went. Let me look. I want to see these because I think it's important. I can do hard things. That's right, Annette. I am showing up daily. Yes. Love these. I think it's so important that we tell ourselves these positive things and we don't just let negativity get into our head, because negativity breeds negativity, and that is not what the Lord has for us. So I know there's been some controversy over this woman, Rachel Hollis. She wrote Girl Wash Your Face. But I love what she said. The only person you need to be better than is the one you were yesterday. And I think that hit me so hard. I thought, if I can just do one thing better each day, maybe it's with my business, maybe it's in my family, right? Maybe it's in my home, whatever that is. But I want to be better today than I was yesterday. Okay, Galatians, and I'm going to throw some scripture in here today too, so I hope you're okay with that. But Galatians 6:4-6 says, each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. We do not need to be comparing ourselves to someone else. So, okay, that's our first lie, and that's how we're going to get rid of that first lie. The second lie I've been telling myself, or maybe you've been telling yourself, and I haven't here lately because I've had people running with me and it's so much fun. But another lie you might be telling yourself is that I'm in this business by myself. Maybe your spouse doesn't support you. Maybe your friends or family think you're crazy. Maybe they don't support you. Y'all, when I first started this business, I'll never forget how many people reached out and told me they thought I had been hacked. They just did not get it, right? And my own mom, she did not join me in this business until I had been doing it for about 8 months. And it wasn't until she saw that my husband and my sister and my brother joined me, and then she jumped in. And then it was probably 6 months after that that she really started taking the products consistently, and that she started telling a few people about it. So, but what I want you to know is you're not alone. But you might be saying, Shane, I don't have a team yet. That's okay. Or maybe you're the only one running on your team. That's okay. You're not alone. Look around on this Zoom, right? We don't want you to isolate yourself. That's going to only lead you down a path of destruction and more lies. So look around on this Zoom, see faces on here, maybe write down a name if you don't know everybody on here. Reach out to one of us. Reach out to somebody that you see on here and say, hey, can we talk? Can we be partners? Whatever it is. But you're not alone. You have all of us. And so I think the best thing is that we can look around on this Zoom. And Rainey and Aaron and I, yes, we're under Celeste, but we're not on the same team, except we're on Celeste's team. But Rainey's not on my team. I'm not on Aaron's team. We're sideline sisters, right? And so what's beautiful about this business is that we don't have to compete against each other. And so we can link arms, right? Because and I'll be honest, if I had to compete with all of you and I had to make it this big competition between us and we couldn't celebrate each other, I honestly wouldn't want to do this business. That's not my personality. And so I love that we can link arms and do this together and show up together and cheer each other on. So the great thing in this business too is the better that Rainey does, or that Aaron does, or that Annette does, or Nicole, or whoever, the better I do, right? Because we're lifting each other up, and the better the company does as a whole. So you don't have to be on the same team. Some of my sweetest friendships have come through Plexus, and a lot of those women are not on my team. So I want you to look around, and if it's not on this Zoom, look around on your team pages. Look around. There are people that would love to link arms with you and to do this business with you. And Rainey, Aaron, and I are here cheering you on every step of the way. So please know that. Just think about it too. If others are feeling alone in this business, or as a customer or whatever, I mean, if you're feeling alone, then others are too. So create that community, and that's going to be one way we can combat that lie. So we can link arms with people, that's going to help. And then we can create community. So some ideas for creating community could be hosting a sip and see, or if you don't want to sip and see, do a happy hour, y'all. Have snacks, have a drink, a great drink at this point, and it doesn't have to have alcohol, right? Like if you wanted to, great. If you don't, great. But our new Slim Sweet Tea with a little lemon lime hydrate tastes like an Arnold Palmer. It is so yummy. Go to events or host events, go to dinner, invite your team and their friends. It's so fun. Have bunko or movie nights at your house, have a pool party. Y'all, there are so many different things that you can do, but here's my favorite. And Annette can attest to this. We did it for a while, and I want to start doing this again. But serving together is my favorite idea, because when you serve together, those bonds are created. And when you it's just a different bond. It's a different bond when you do life with people and when you serve together. So honestly, y'all, we all want to be known. I actually had that talk with my third daughter today with Tram. We want to be known, get to know people and their stories, not just about Plexus. Um, just a little side note, I was talking to Tram this morning. She's struggling with finding friends and finding true friends. And I just thought, God, that's so much about what I'm talking about today because she just wants to be known. She just wants friends, right? And that's even in adulthood. We don't have to be kids to feel like we want to be seen or we want to have those friends. Okay. So be you, be transparent, be genuine, and be a true friend. Every person has a name, every name has a story, and every story matters to God. So when you see those people, remember that, right? Like everybody matters. So when Jesus was asked what is the greatest commandment, he responded with, love your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all of your mind and all of your strength. The second is this, love your neighbors as yourself. And that's Mark 12:33-31. Y'all, your neighbor is all around you. Find new ways to love on your team and individuals on your team and outside of your team. You will no longer feel alone. I guarantee it. So one more thing. Hey, in the chat, I want you to type one way that you can love on your team or the people around you. What can you do to create community? Oh, I love that, Nicole. I'm reading your post. She said, I actually put this in the Q&A in the Star Diamond post yesterday that I felt like I had no one working. And I was shocked at how many people commented on the post and liked it. Reminded me I'm not alone in feeling this way. And that in my friend's post yesterday, it's God's timing. I agree. I love that. We're not alone, but this business can tell you you're alone, right? Like we can tell ourselves we're alone, but we're not. Love that. If anyone else has a way that virtual coffee. I love that, Rainey, because you don't even have to leave your house. There's no money involved. It's just a conversation and you get on a Zoom, right?
Well, and I think, for those of us that have teams that are spread out and maybe, when you first started, your team was a little bit more localized, but time goes on and it spreads out. And so, my brain, I'm always thinking, because I see three of, our team on this call, and we've got Nebraska, we've got Tennessee, we have Texas. So it's like, how do I create community with these ladies? Well, we have to be a little more creative by, but I want to shout out both, Leanne for, well, I have so many shout outs, but I'll start with Leanne and the way that she does something that I see on a regular basis by seeing people by sending them cards and regular weekly text messages. And so these are small, little, inexpensive ways to create community as well. So, I want to shout out a win for her because I think that is an amazing win.
That's a huge win. Way to go, Leanne. I agree with you, Rainey. And actually, that's in our Work With Me Live today. So I love that. So Annette said reach out to them on a regular, weekly at a minimum basis, phone calls preferably. Yes, pick up the phone and call. It's so easy to shoot a text, but sometimes it means so much more to pick up that phone and check on somebody. I agree, Annette. Monthly meetups, love that. Meet for a walk. Yes, Addie. I mean, those are great, Michelle and Addie. I totally agree. So Philippians 2:3-4 says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Y'all, we're not doing this so we grow our business. We're doing this to love on people, right? Rather, in humility, value others above yourself, not looking at your own interests, but each of you to the interest of others. So we need to be looking out at all times. And it's not, yes, it can grow our business, but that's not the reason behind it, right? Like it's just loving on people. So, okay, lie number 3. This is our last lie. I'm so busy, or they are so busy. They're too busy to do this. Y'all, I can use that so easily. And I'm a stay-at-home mom now. I work this business. I do a little real estate on the side. We have 4 girls, and I can tell myself I'm so busy. But y'all, we all have the same 24 hours a day in our business. So Anybody can do this. So people use this phrase like a badge of honor, right? Like, oh, I'm so busy. Okay, that's fabulous. And there are busy seasons. I'm not saying that. And I guarantee you Rainey's going to say senior year is a busier season, right? Like there are busy seasons, but we can still find nooks and crannies, or we can still find an hour a day or whatever it is to work our business.
Cheyenne, something
Yeah.
I always say is nobody's that busy.
Right?
Like literally you're busy for you, or you are available for what you make time for.
Yeah.
And so, and the way that I turn it around is number one, we like busy people because it shows they can juggle many things at one time. So I'm always like, good, they're busy, good, they can handle this. But number two is nobody's that busy. You
Right.
take whatever job you think would spread someone so thin. And I'm like, well, if that person can get it done in that role, nobody's that busy.
Right.
Right? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, we've seen people that work big businesses, right? Or they are teachers or whatever, and they've worked this business and they've been able to achieve that time freedom. Nobody's too busy. We've seen mamas of 10 kids that do this, that homeschool, that do this business, and they've been successful. So you are exactly right. Nobody is too busy. And if you really want to work the business, y'all, you will find the time. It's funny because when I worked and I taught, I found those nooks and crannies where I could be working my business. There is an excitement about it, right? But sometimes I can get in a funk and I can put this lie in my head. Oh, I'm just so busy. I didn't have time today. No, that's not true. Because I guarantee you, I read something on my Kindle, or I played a game on my phone, or I scrolled TikTok, or whatever it is. So it's what we want to make time for. Rainey, you're exactly right.
You said you wanted it interactive, so
Yes, no, I do. I do. Please. So yeah, we all have those same 24 hours. You just have to decide how to spend them, right? So, like I said, when I first started teaching y'all, I would post. Kevin laughed because I would run in before school would start, like before I left for school. By 7:15, I'd have my post up. There were times I was literally sprinting through the house because I was like, I got to get to the office and put in my post before I leave. But I made sure that post was up every single day. And then I would answer emails or whatever on my lunch break, on my conference period if I didn't have a meeting. And then when I got home after work, that's what I worked on. And so you just have to make the time. And just because, like Rainey and I were talking a while ago, just because we stay home though, doesn't mean we have all the time in the world. This is a busy season having a senior. I have a senior as well. I have a daughter getting married in 38 days. I mean, there's some big things, but I have to make the time. I have to be intentional with my time, or the day will get away from me and I'll look and I'll go, well, I'll do that tomorrow, right? We always think we're going to do it tomorrow. But if we can't spend 10 minutes today, what makes us think we're going to find those 10 minutes tomorrow? I think it's important to be consistent each and every day. So here's some solutions for working your business during a busy schedule. One is plan your week on Sunday nights. I think that's huge. Plan out your post. Who do you need to follow up with? Who you need to reach out to? Who do you need to check on? There are so many times I spend just scrolling Facebook looking at who can I reach out to or whatever. That can be a time suck. Or I'm looking at reports. Who do I need to check on? If you have that laid out and you've laid it out for the week, here are these people that I'm going to reach out to each day. Here are the people I'm going to check on each day. That can eliminate those time sucks, right? So set a timer on Sunday. I put my phone on silence. That's easy to do because most of my family's home, or I know they're at their homes, the ones that don't live here. I can put my phone on silence. I know Kevin's in the other room, so if one of the other girls needed him, we're good. I have a hard time if my family's not home doing that, right? But I can set a timer. I can turn my phone off, and then I can take an hour and I can get these things done. And then during the week, then everything's laid out for me. It's so much easier to grab that post it, to reach out to the people that I need to reach out to. Number two is to listen to personal development. You might not have time to sit and read or to sit and watch a video, but while you're getting ready, throw a personal development podcast on, or a book on Audible. Listen to, something on YouTube, or while you're driving, or while you're doing chores around the house, whatever it is, you can find that time. And it may be broken up throughout the day, and that's okay, but get that personal development in. Stop scrolling social media. This is number 3. Stop scrolling and stop binge watching Netflix. I love those things too. But if I put them aside for a reward for doing work, I get my work done so much faster. And then number 4, if you work from home, set business hours. Maybe it's while your kids nap or while you're at school, set a time, or maybe they're at school. So set a timer. I promise you, if you set that timer, you're going to get so much more accomplished when you're focused and you know you only have so much time to work. And then you'll get it done faster, right? So if you're working another job, decide when Plexus fits in. You've got to decide that. Maybe it's on your break. Maybe it's before your family gets up for the day, or when they go to bed at night. Maybe you work your Plexus business while you're eating your lunch. I know Nicole gets on hers while she's working, right? I know she's on during, I think it's her lunch or during a break or something, but she's on and she's listening. She might not be able to participate all the time, but she's on and listening. Y'all, we don't want you to exhaust yourself, but you can find those times during the day that you can work your business. And it's same with Michelle. Good to know. That's awesome. Good job, ladies. Number 5, do the things that make you nervous or that you don't like first. If you do those and get those out of the way, the other tasks are so much easier. I think so many times we stall and we don't want to keep going or we don't even get started because we don't want to do that task that we don't want to do, right? The ones that are maybe a little bit harder for us. And number 6, wake up early. And for me, I'm going to spend time reading the Bible and talking to Jesus. That has helped me tremendously. We've talked about that before, starting with gratitude and thankfulness. And so I have a simple plan of action that takes only 30 minutes, and we're about to wrap up. 5 minutes. And y'all, this is just a basic, something you could do daily if you only have 30 minutes to work your business. 5 minutes, mindset, prayer, affirmations. Another 5 minutes, work on building relationships on social media. Engage. It's so important to engage. Relationships are key. Ask questions on other people's posts. Tell them happy birthday. Engage with them. Don't just like their post. Another 5 minutes, make post and engage some more. So we're going to engage first, make post, engage some more. 7 minutes of follow-ups and check-ins. Remember, it should be really quick if you've pre-planned. And then 8 minutes reach outs, at least one business ask and one product ask each and every day. And if you have those set up ready to go, you know who you're asking, it shouldn't take you that long. Honestly, what would your business look like if you did this each and every day? If you're on Simplified Success, or Spring into Action is now what we're calling it for this month, you're doing these things each and every day, and you know that these are working for you. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Y'all, Plexus is a gift from the Lord, and we need to treat it as such. So, okay, if you have another way that you can save time while working your business, I would love to see it in the chat. And we're going to go ahead and wrap up for the day. Y'all, there are so many other lies we tell ourselves. So if there's a lie you're telling yourself and you want to work through it, message me. Let's work through it together. I may be messaging one of y'all to work through one of my lies before long. So if there's something else that saves you time working your business, we want to hear it. And if there's another lie, then let us know that as well. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and we're going to jump into Work With Me Live. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording. Let's see.